Hi scholars, today we're going to look at TEK 4.4d. It says I can use strategies and algorithms including the standard algorithm to multiply up to a 4-digit number by a 1-digit number and to multiply a 2-digit number by a 2-digit number. So with the standard algorithm, I'm also going to teach you the box and partial product and distributive property. So we'll go through each one by one. Let's get started. Okay, let's look at a multiplication 2-digit by 2-digit question with using standard algorithm. Standard algorithm is basically what you will probably use every day with in your adult life. Everyone uses this. It's the basic way. There are other ways to do it. The purpose of those are to help you have a better number sense, but this is probably what you're going to use in everyday life. So step 1 is draw a turtle. You're going to focus on 45 times 6. You're going to pretend that that 2 does not exist. So when you do 45 times 6, you should know how to do that, because before you can even do 2-digit by 2-digit, you should be able to do 2-digit by 1-digit, 3-digit by 1-digit, 4-digit by 1-digit. So doing this, you would do 6 times 5 is 30. So you put the 0 down and you carry the 3. Then you do 6 times 4 is 24, and you always add anything that you had carried. So 6 times 4 is 24 plus 3, 25, 26, 27. So you put 27 right here. So that's step 1. Step 2, what I always tell my scholars is you give the turtle a necktie or a collar, and you give it a bow, and the turtle lays an egg. I know it sounds silly, but you have to do all 3 steps, because if you forget to cross that out, you might accidentally use that number in the next step. If you don't cross that out, you might accidentally do 45 times 6 again in the second step. And if you don't lay the egg, your numbers are going to be off, because you basically multiplied everything with the ones place, the 6. So you're putting a 0 because now you're starting with 2, so everything now starts here in the tens place and over. So now that we've done that, step 3 is 45 times 2. Now you need to kind of visualize that this is what it looks like. Don't do 4 times 2 first. You need to do 2 times 5 first. So 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. So 270 plus 900. So I want you to look over here. If I did 45 times 2 separately, 5 times 2 is 10. 4 times 2 is 10 plus 1. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So 90. That's what I got from doing 45 times 2. That extra 0 came because of the crossing out. But I want you to see that the reason I got 90 is because you're doing it like this. You have to do 2 times 5 first. If you don't, if you do 4 times 2, which is 8, and then 5 times 2, which is 10, you get like 1080 as your answer. So make sure you always go back this way. So step 4 now is to add up both products. So 0 plus 0, 7 plus 0, and 9 plus 2 is 11. So 1170 is your answer. Now, before we go on, I always tell my scholars, you need to check this math problem using the commutative property. So commutative property is taking these and flip-flopping them. So this question is 45 times 26. So we see it as 26 times 45. So I'm just going to go through the exact same steps again. Step 1 is draw the turtle and multiply 26 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13. Okay. Step 2 is give it a bow tie, give it a collar, lay an egg. Step 3 is now 26 times 4. This right here. Now if it helps, you can always do it on the side and then just write your answer here. So 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So 104. Or you can do it this way. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. Now as you can see, this is why you cross this out, because if you did 4 times 2 is 8 and then you accidentally added 3, then you would have gotten 11 and then you would have gotten the wrong answer. So it's important to do the bow tie on that first number that you carried. Step 4 is now adding. And now you want to check. And as you can see, I got the same answer both times. So that's how you know you did it correctly. Let's look at another example. Alright, 78 times 23. Step 1, draw the turtle and do 78 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Bring down the 4, carry the 2. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 2 is 23. 234. Step 2 is bow tie, collar, lay an egg. Step 3 is now 78 times 2. And like I said, you can always do it on the side if this is messy for you. 8 times 2 is 16. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Step 4 is add it all. I got 1,794. Now, you want to check this with commutative property. So if that one was 78 times 23, this is 23 times 78. So step 1, draw the turtle and do 23 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 2 is 18. Step 2, bow tie, collar, lay an egg. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 2 is 16. Step 4 is add it all together. 1,794. That's what I got here, so I know I did it correctly. Let's look at one more example and then you're going to do some on your own. Okay, let's look at 97 times 65. Step 1, draw the turtle and do 97 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 9 times 5 is 45. Plus the 3 is 48. Step 2, bow tie, collar, lay an egg. Step 3, 97 times 6. Remember, if it's too messy, it's overwhelming, you can do it on the side. 7 times 6 is 42. 9 times 6 is 54. Plus 4 is 58. So I'm going to just put all that over here. Step 4, add it all together. $6,305 is what I got. So let's check it with commutative property. So 65 times 97. Step 1, draw a turtle and multiply. I got 455 as my answer. Step 2, bow tie, collar, lay an egg. Step 3, 65 times 9. I got 585. And then step 4, add those up. I got 6,305, which is what I got over here. Now, one thing I want to clarify is what you get here are not going to match up. Okay, so if you're like if you did this and then you're doing this and you got 485 and this is 455, that's okay. That's going to happen. You need to make sure that these match up. That's how you know you got your correct answer. All right, now you're going to try some on your own. You're going to look at the problem, press pause, work it on your paper, press play, and I'm going to go through it and you make sure you got the same answer. Let's get started. Okay, it's time for checkpoint. I went ahead and just wrote the steps out on the side. This is the problem I want you to do. Press pause, work it, and then press play. Okay, step 1. Draw the turtle and multiply 37 times 6. Okay, 212. Step 2. Bow tie, collar, egg, or a bow, or whatever you want to call it. Step 3, multiply 37 times 5. Remember, if it's messy, you can do it on the side. 185. Whoops. And then step 4 is add up the products. So I got 2,062, and we're going to check it with commutative property. So 56 times 37 . 382. I'm going to just not do the colored markers. And I got 2,062 again. Let's do one more. All right, here's another one for you. 94 times 78. I wrote the steps on the side. Press pause, work the problem, and press play when you're ready to check. Okay, step 1, draw the turtle and multiply. 8 times 4, 32. Carry the 3. 9 times 8 is 72, plus the 3 is 75. Step 2, draw a bow, collar, lay an egg. Step 3, 7 times 4 is 28. Carry the 2. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 2 is 65. Step 4, add 13, 13, 7. When you check it with commutative property, reversing the math problem, you get 7,332, just like the other one.